Hello and welcome to the Best and Worst Pictures podcast. I'm your host, Jake, and with me as always is Ian.
Jake.
And Mud, how you doing?
Jake.
What is the show, you might ask? Jake. Well, every so often we watch a Best Picture winner and decide one of the best or worst pictures among the other winners, and since the dawn of the Razzies, we've done the same for the worst pictures as well. This week we're discussing the 59th Best Picture winner ever, which is of course none other than the 1986 hit classic Platoon. And to start us off, Mud has some fun facts which Ian and I have not heard, so take it away.
Mud, I have one question about your fun facts.
What's
Do you
up,
have
Ian?
Amadeus written in them this week again?
No, I don't have it.
Okay, good.
I went through and I scrubbed the word Amadeus from my facts.
From your vocabulary.
What does that mean?
What is that?
What is an Amadeus?
Who?
Anyways, thank you, Jake. So, let's begin. Platoon was released on December 19th, 1986, and has a runtime of 120 minutes. The reception, we're looking at an 8.1 IMDb score, 89% Rotten Tomato critics, 92% Rotten Tomato audience, 92 Metacritic audience score, an 8.1 Metacritic user score, 4.0 out of 5-star averaged on Letterboxd, and the critics' consensus reads, informed by director Oliver Stone's personal experiences in Vietnam, Platoon forgoes easy sermonizing in favor of a harrowing, ground-level view of war, bolstered by no-holds-bar performances from Charlie Sheen and Willem Dafoe.
So I'm here to hell yeah, boys?
Hell yeah, boys.
Oh, yeah.
No, this movie's so good.
Let's talk about that director, Oliver Stone. Now, his other work includes Talk Radio, 1988, Born on the 4th of July, 1989, JFK, 1991, Natural Born Killers, 1994, Wall Street, Money Never Sleeps, 2009, and Savages, 2012. Now, for a fun fact, I'm not going to get into the details too much on it here, but his Wikipedia page has two very fun asterisk sections, including sexual harassment allegations and Holocaust controversy.
So we're going to talk about that during the film,
So he's
right?
in Hollywood. I get the sexual harassment.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like all of Hollywood, but like, damn, what?
Yeah,
second one about?
Something about making a documentary about Hitler to put him in context.
Huh?
Which, like, it kind of came off as him saying, like, let me explain.
hold on.
It's not that bad.
It's not
Yeah,
that
It's
bad,
just the
guys.
Holocaust. I mean, come on, guys.
Yeah, so, moving on to our cast. Starting off, our first actor is Charlie Sheen, known for 2.5 Men. Now, fun fact about him, Sheen is a 9/11 truther and believes President Bush may have been responsible for the attacks. Just to keep the...
I
fun
think one of
fact
his
about
last
Charlie
movies
Sheen.
was about 9/11 and
It
how
was.
he saved it or something.
I don't know, something like that.
Yeah.
Next up, actor number 2 is Willem Dafoe, known for The Last Temptation of Christ, 1988, Born on the 4th of July, 1989, The Grand Budapest Hotel, and John Wick, both in 2014, The Lighthouse, 2019, and Nosferatu, 2024. Now, here's a fun fact for you guys. His birth name is William Dafoe. According to Dafoe, he switched the pronunciation of his last name early in his acting career, and the name Willem came from high school because his friends got tired of always having to call him William.
That's only one syllable less.
And it just shortened it a little bit.
Just
'cause,
say Will.
well, he didn't like Will, he didn't like Bill, he didn't like Billy, he didn't like Willie, so they just Willem.
Will Dafoe sounds pretty good. I don't know.
He just didn't. He doesn't
He
like
just
Will.
doesn't fuck with it.
And our third actor is Keith David. Now, Keith is also known for The Thing, 1982, Roadhouse, 1989, Requiem for a Dream, 2000, The Chronicles of Riddick, 2004, Cloud Atlas, 2012, The Nice Guys, 2016, and Nope, I believe 2022. Now, here's a fun fact for you. One of Keith's first roles was in Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood as Keith, where he played a man collecting coins from Mr. Rogers and some kids who were learning to play Donkey Kong.
Banger.
Yeah.
Absolute banger.
Other films that came out this year include Top Gun, Blue Velvet, Aliens, Ferris Bueller's Day Off, Labyrinth, The Fly, Highlander, Big Trouble in Little China, Little Shop of Horrors, The Karate Kid Part 2, Rad, Howard the Duck, Crocodile Dundee, Hannah and Her Sisters, Three Amigos, Under the Cherry Moon, Castle in the Sky, Flight of the Navigator, The Mission, Maximum Overdrive, Star Trek IV, The Voyage Home, Sid and Nancy, Friday the 13th Part 6, Jason Lives, The Transformers, The Movie, Children of a Lesser God, and A Room with a View.
All right.
Asterisk. I have to tangent here because peek behind the curtain. For the section of other major films that were released this year, I use IMDb's list. IMDb lists A Room with a View as a 1985 film, which is why I said it last episode.
Interesting.
However, upon further investigation, A Room with a View debuted at a quote, Royal Command performance, end quote, in England in 1985 before receiving a wider release in England in early 1986 and an American release in June of 1986.
That super doesn't count for 85.
That super doesn't
So
count
it
for 85.
is actually a 1986 film because, yeah, as we all agree, festivals and preview performances do not fucking count. Don't say that's their release year. Just because it premiered at some stupid fucking festival in Arizona in November does not mean that is its fucking release
It
date.
needs to at least have a wide release in a specific number of theaters. For that.
Unless I went there and saw it at the festival, then it doesn't.
No,
count.
fuck off. No, that's
No,
not how
I'm
that works.
special.
Shut up. Wide
Just for me,
release.
though.
Wide release date. Okay?
Yeah, I
Fuck
would go
y'all.
by its wide release date.
So stupid. So, spoilers. A Room with a View is a nominee for this year's Best Picture.
Okay.
So this is the second time it's come up. Now let's get into the production facts about Platoon. Development of Platoon began in the 1960s after Stone returned from deployment. Part of the reason it took around 20 years to make is due to the success of films like Apocalypse Now and The Deer Hunter, which were considered the, quote, pinnacle of Vietnam movies. One of them definitely is.
One of them definitely is. I loved The Deer Hunter so much.
The Department of Defense refused to support the production of Platoon due to the depictions of American soldiers committing war crimes, such as raping and murdering civilians.
What?
In fairness, this movie also is accused of perpetuating stereotypes about black soldiers. So it's just mean to everyone. Some alternate casting options include James Woods, Kevin Costner, Mickey Rourke, and Emilio Estevez of Being Charlie Sheen's brother's fame for the role of Barnes, which would later be played by Tom Berenger. Kyle MacLachlan, John Cusack, and Keanu Reeves were considered for Taylor, who was played by Sheen, and Denzel Washington expressed interest in the role of Elias, played by Defoe.
Yes.
Vietnamese extras were made up of a mixture of refugees from the war living in the Philippines at the time and tourists in the country. The cast underwent 2 weeks of basic training before the filming began. Stone said the goal was not to make them more realistic soldiers or to bond the cast, but to simply burn them out and exhaust them before filming began so they could better portray the characters of shell-shocked, exhausted soldiers.
That makes sense.
Filming in the Philippines took place in early 1986, coincidentally right at the same time the country underwent a revolution. Stone had to reportedly bribe the new government to let them continue filming unmolested, and filming took 54 days. And Tom Berenger's character has a large scar in the film. It took 3 hours in makeup to apply.
Jesus.
Yep. Now let's move on to the award show. It was hosted this year by Chevy Chase, Goldie Hawn, and Paul Hogan. Robin Williams was supposed to co-host as well, but had to withdraw due to scheduling conflicts with his upcoming movie, Good Morning Vietnam. A new 45-second rule was established for speeches in order to shorten the ceremony's runtime to less than 3 hours.
I'm glad we still don't have that problem.
I'm glad we still don't have that problem. Haha.
Later, right?
Adrian Brody just broke it.
He was a dick about it, too.
Yeah.
Anyways, there was also a discussion about moving lesser categories, such as the documentary and short film categories, to commercial breaks.
Wow, we had
the
that discussion, didn't we?
AMPAS Board of Governors blocked that idea.
Didn't we also have that
They wanted to
discussion?
move, they wanted to move that stuff, but also like
years ago?
3 years ago, they also wanted to move like editing and sound design. It's like, fuck you guys.
Yeah.
You're gonna have all these categories. Show all the winners.
Yeah.
Entering the night with 8 nominations, Platoon was tied with A Room with a View for nominations. Leaving the night with 4 wins, Platoon was the most awarded film of the night. Now let's get into those nominations.
4 is a low amount for most for the night.
Awards nominated. Robert Richardson was nominated for Best Cinematography, but lost to Chris Menges for The Mission. Oliver Stone was nominated for Best Writing, parentheses, screenplay written directly for the screen, end parentheses, but lost to Woody Allen for Hannah and Her Sisters. Both Willem Dafoe and Tom Berenger were nominated for Best Supporting Actor, but lost to Michael Caine for Hannah and Her Sisters. Awards won. John K. Wilkinson, Richard Rogers, Charles Bud Grenzbach, and Simon Kay won Best Sound. Claire Simpson won Best Film Editing. Oliver Stone won Best Director, beating Woody Allen for Hannah and Her Sisters and David Lynch for Blue Velvet, and it won Best Picture, beating The Mission, Hannah and Her Sisters, Children of a Lesser God, and A Room with a View.
I will say the 4 nominations, or is that leading the night with 4 nominations? Doesn't that also mean that more movies were nominated?
8 nominations,
Leading with 8,
4
but it only
wins.
won
4 wins, 8 nominations. Okay. But still, I guess like every year recently, there's been like at least like a 10+ nominated movie.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You know, so I guess that's better that there's more films, literally quantity, that are represented
So
at the
like,
Oscars.
all right, but hear me out because a lot of good movies came out in 1985, right?
86?
86.
Yeah, a lot of good. Like you mentioned, The Fly.
Yeah.
That's probably better than
Yeah, a lot of
Blue
movies.
Velvet didn't get nominated. Like David Lynch.
He got
Blue
nominated
Velvet-
director, but not
Yeah,
best picture.
that's a weird choice. Like, there's a couple
Don't
films
worry,
on there that
Woody Allen got a nominee.
I
Well,
mean,
Woody Allen always gets a nomination.
Blue Velvet's a very weird movie. So I mean,
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
but
never
like
gonna
it got like he got best director for it. Like
He
you
did,
could
yeah.
think that it would be one of those that might get a little bit of some praise there. Aliens came out. Aliens is a banger.
I'm sure that won a lot of technicals.
It probably did win a lot of technicals. Again, though, that's
Aliens deserves a picture nomination. I'm just gonna say it.
that's another one of those where you're looking at it and you're like, okay, well, hold
It's
on.
just they don't like
They didn't like
movies that
sci-fi
are
a lot
considered
back
not
then.
only sci-fi but like horror, action. Those aren't considered like
Well, I would consider Platoon an
what's up.
action film in parts as
Well,
well.
that's yeah.
So it's just a strange list of nominees. That's all. That was the point I wanted to make.
That's
But
fair.
you did mention my fun fact of Kyle MacLachlan of Dune 1984 fame was considered for the role like the year after he did Dune 1984.
I
did, in fact, do that,
I
yeah.
stole it.
But like, imagine being a director and you just watch Dune 1984 and you go, "I want this guy in my Vietnam film."
Father,
Like that is a wild
the
pull.
sleeper has awakened.
My neighbor
He's fine in that
likes
movie.
Dune 1984 more than the Denis Villeneuve movies.
Are we talking about the neighbor we know?
The neighbor you guys know,
Fucking Ted.
fucking Ted.
I love Dune 1984.
This is why we don't invite
I
him to
don't
things
get
anymore.
him. I
I
don't
also
understand.
don't get him, but like Dune 1984 is a bob.
It's
so much-
not.
It's so much
not. It's
fun.
terrible.
It's so much fun to watch with
It's
your
not
friends.
fun.
It's devoid of fun.
I did not have fun watching that movie.
But yeah.
I had fun.
All right. Well, I do want to say one thing. I assume that's the end of the fun fact.
I did stop
All right.
talking.
Before I pass it off to Ian, who has double duty today with the first double win for worst pictures.
And unfortunately, not the last.
I will just mention this one fun fact about our show itself. Gandhi and Inchin together were the number 4 biggest runtime at 5 hours and 31 minutes. This ties it with Platoon, Howard the Duck, and I the Cherry Moon at number 4, 5 hours and 31 minutes. The combined runtime, they're all 2 hours or less. But to additively, because there's so fucking many movies today, it is the number 4th longest runtime experience on this show in one day ever. And we are, in fact, audience, watching them all in one goddamn day.
I hate this project.
And due to logistics today, we're watching the Best Picture first, which we usually don't do. So hopefully when we get to the review of the Best Picture, if we watch all 3 movies, it's still somewhat fresh.
I can't wait for the Platoon review to be 20 minutes because we just go. I forgot what happened.
Platoon.
Bro, Howard the Duck
is
dope
ass.
in
I'm gonna talk about
Prince.
that the whole time.
Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, here we are. Ian, allow me. We will also unfortunately be watching what is this, the 7th worst picture ever?
Technically and eighth.
7th and 8th? Dual 7th? I don't even know anymore. But it's Howard the Duck, the first Marvel film, maybe ever, and Under the Cherry Moon, the first film ever made. No, I'm kidding. It's
What the f- are you talking about?
we're watching 2 apparently god-awful masterpieces that are less than 2 hours each, thank Christ. And to start us off, Ian has collected some fun facts. Sorry, I'm so burnt out already. I've barely started the show. Ian, take it away about these 2 gems of cinema.
So I have 2 things for you guys. One, you said I was doing double duty. It was more like 1.3 duty. One of these films has no fun facts. The second, which one do you want me to talk about first? I'm going to leave it open for you guys.
I care more about Howard, so do the boring one first. Do Cherry.
Do Howard
that's-
first just to fucking be contrarian.
No. So, you know what? Here, since you both give me different answers, I'm just going to do it how I wrote it. Because I wrote it in film I want to watch versus film I really don't want to watch. So Howard the Duck, the film I really want to watch, it's a 13% on Rotten Tomatoes. I'm shocked it's not 0. How is it not 0? It's Howard the Duck.
How is it not 0?
The director of this film, William Hyuk, wrote Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom and doctored the Star Wars script.
Ah, no wonder this movie sucks.
Whoa.
Yeah. There's one starring Leah Thompson, known for Jaws 3D, Red Dawn, Dennis the Menace. She's Lorraine from Back to the Future.
I did know that.
Well, just in case for the audience, and not recognize her name. Fun fact about this film: George Lucas wanted John Landis to direct this film, and Landis went, "No, absolutely not." He declined almost immediately. So Hyuk and Katz strongly felt that the film should be animated. Universal needed a film for a summer release, and an animated film would take too long or cost so much money. George Lucas said no, the film should be live action, and My studio will do the special effects.
A Marvel movie with industrial light and magic special effects.
First time that's happened. Definitely the last time. They haven't teamed up again. Haha.
They definitely aren't the same company now.
The filmmakers consulted with Disney pretty heavily with
Wow.
their lawyers
This
to
movie
make
was a preview.
to make sure Howard the Duck didn't too closely resemble the Disney character Donald Duck.
Wow,
Can't
that's
have
why.
one Disney character resemble another Disney character.
No, literally never. Even though all the Marvel movies are fucking guy
It's
with lasers.
It's so weird that like,
Skybeam.
literally 30 years after this movie, all three of those are the same company.
Yeah.
I know that is so.
Although
fucking
many
wild.
actors and comedians pursued to voice Howard the Duck, such as Jay Leno, they were all turned down.
Jay fucking Leno.
Yeah. Hook
There's
and
no
Cats
way.
auditioned multiple different actors, including John Cusack, Robin Williams, and Martin Short to voice Howard the Duck. Williams actually voiced him for a week. He
Wow.
quit. I can't do this. This is insane. I can't get into the rhythm of this. I'm being confined. I'm being handcuffed in order to match the flapping of a duck's bill.
Did you say John Williams, the score guy?
Robin Williams.
Okay, I was gonna be like, whoa.
You said John Cusack and Robin Williams.
Okay, I
Yes.
merged their names. So
Yeah.
Cusack Robin is the one. Who
Imagine a Robin Williams-led Howard the Duck film. There was 1 week of that.
Yeah. Look,
Buck
early on in
wild.
your career, no, he was popular then in the fucking
Yes, he was
'86.
just about to do
Never
Good
mind.
Morning Vietnam.
Never mind.
He also had just hosted the Oscars.
I was about to make a point of like, well, you take what you can get, but he's better than that. What the hell?
The opening sequence of the film, where Howard the Duck's chair is propelled out of his apartment using wires that were erased by a computer digitally, it was the first use of that technique, which then became popular in films like Back to the Future Part 2, Terminator 2, Judgment Day, and The Matrix.
Just using computers to erase wire work.
Yep, this was the first film that did that.
That's
Jesus.
crazy.
This is innovative. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And then lastly, according to Ed Gale, he was hired to work on Spaceballs because Mel Brooks specifically told him, anyone who's in Howard the Duck can be in my movie.
You think he
Love
was,
Mel
like,
Brooks.
Do you think he was saying that specifically to like save people from having a shit
Yes.
career?
Gale also said he received more fan mail for Howard the Duck than he did for any of his Chucky performances because he was Chucky in the Child's Play series originally.
I get. Is it like, dear guy, I fucking hate you.
Dear
You ruined
guy.
everything.
No,
That's not
it
fan
said
mail.
fan mail, so maybe people really
It's
enjoy
mail
him.
from fans of Howard the Duck, the character.
Yeah,
Who
probably.
did not like this film. There's no way they did.
That's not fan mail still.
All right, guys, that's my Howard the Duck fun fact. So I'm not going to say what it beat yet because I still have a second film to talk about, Under the Cherry Moon, which has a 38% on Rotten Tomatoes, which is so high. What the fuck?
That is high.
Directed by Prince. The film is about Prince, starring Prince.
Wow.
Prince is known for his hit music, When the Doves Cry, Purple Rain, Party Like It's 1999, Little Red Corvette, which is maybe my least favorite song ever made. I fucking hate Prince.
I don't even know.
If
Little
you
Red
didn't say
Corvette.
it, I was gonna be like, so Ian, your tone hold changed here. Come on, go to
I-
the Prince movie.
All right, I'm just gonna soapbox for a second. I'm gonna put my phone down.
Go for it.
I'm gonna soapbox for a sec. Prince is so violently overrated. He made shittier version of Michael Jackson music. Everyone's like, "Oh, Prince, the artist formerly known as." He should be formerly known as an artist because I think he's dead. He is dead. I have
He's
that in my
been
notes.
dead.
It was like 2016 or something.
Yeah, he's
B.
been dead.
He was so overrated. It was like that weird like pop party kind of style for some of his songs. It's just severely awful. Little Red Corvette is actually maybe the worst song ever made. I'm just gonna throw that out there right now. That song is so hyper ass. We're gonna have a really fun time watching this movie. The commentary for this one's gonna be 8 minutes long because there's like an album of Prince songs in this film. So I'm just gonna throw that out there. It's like half a musical. So we're
So-
gonna have no fun watching this one.
I actually don't know what's gonna happen because I'm genuinely curious. We have an unspoken rule when we recommend commentaries and stuff. There's like two. We don't recommend comedies because there's
We're
no
just gonna
point.
laugh
We're
the
just
whole
gonna
time.
laugh or not, and it doesn't
Yeah.
matter. But then we can't recommend like music
Musical.
movies, like Pink Floyd's The Wall. Ian wanted to.
I
do
want to
it.
watch it so desperately
can't
because it's
do
a
it.
really good experience.
Because if I put just a song in a commentary for even a few seconds, the whole video is like fucked.
The music industry is a lot more even worse, I would say,
Yes.
than like the
It is.
video industry for like
Yes.
content and
Yeah.
copyright strikes.
On YouTube specifically, it's like
It's
horrible.
so bad.
Oh yeah.
It's
So-
you put up a
horrendous.
second of a song and they claim it.
I am genuinely interested and I would argue a little excited to tackle the challenge of what do I do?
Well, the interesting thing is,
I mean, you're just
we
gonna have to
kind of
mute.
already faced this with what was it called, the YMCA movie.
I haven't uploaded that yet. It's editing.
But my point is, like, we have unfortunately started to run into this with the worst picture specific.
I mean,
I know.
I mean, you could just mute the movie while we talk over it. Is the thing.
At least for
and
parts,
yes,
yeah.
you're missing part of the what we're commentating over, but at least it's like saved.
I have
You
an
know?
extension that can kind of shittily remove songs in audio and keep the speaking, but it's, we'll play around.
Well, our audio is separate tracks from the movie.
I meant the movies, like when people are talking.
Well, I don't think people are going to be talking over the songs. I'm guessing this is going to be like, oh my god, a Prince song's playing. Let's stop the entire fucking plot and dance to it.
Wow, are you describing all of musicals?
Yeah.
He's describing all of film.
Except,
So the
you know,
success of the 1984 film Purple Rain saw Prince become one of the biggest stars in the world.
Success?
Yes,
bad.
Purple Rain.
1984.
Yeah, that's what it said on the thing. That's Purple Rain, not Under the Cherry Moon. Don't worry.
Yeah,
Different
no,
film.
I don't know why I thought Purple Rain came out later.
He got a blank check situation for this film, which Warner Brothers quickly greenlit Under the Cherry Moon because of. So Under the Cherry Moon is shot all on color stock and then was processed into
Oh,
black
we're
and
not
white
done with fun
in
facts.
post-production.
It
We're
was
still going. I thought
Processed
we were
in black
done.
and
No,
white,
no.
you said?
I'm sorry.
Yes, it was shot on color and then processed into black and white in post-production.
That's okay. That's a choice.
That's a choice.
None of the color footage has ever been released except for one thing. It's the music video for the song Mountains. So there's a whole music video in the film, Jake.
Yay.
Let's have fun.
I'm excited.
And then following Prince's death in 2016, I was right. Several critics reappraised the film in a more positive light.
Huh?
Yep. Oh, he died. It's actually not that
You
bad.
know, following the death of D.W. Griffith, a
Oh
lot of
my
people
God.
reappraised Birth of a Nation.
Following the death of Adolf Hitler, Oliver Stone made
All right, well,
in context of his death.
in context.
Lastly, the films that these two films beat. There's a tied win. So Howard the Duck and Under the Cherry Moon are both #1. So there's only 3 films that it beat. Blue City, Cobra, Shanghai Surprise.
Pretty sure that last one's on Pornhub.
I'm pretty sure all 3 are made up.
No. Here, Shanghai Surprise has Sean Penn and Madonna in it for one.
Sure it does, Jan.
Yeah. I would not have wanted to watch that actually at all.
I don't want to watch any of these fucking movies. Okay, except for Twilight and maybe the Transformers.
Cobra.
We've already seen both of those.
Yeah, exactly.
Cobra. I'm gonna give you
Oh,
one.
and Wild Wild West.
I'm gonna give you. All right, guys. Cobra, the hit action film from 1986. Who does it star?
John
Stallone.
Claude
Stallone.
Van Damme.
He got it
Easy.
immediately. It's a
I didn't even
Sylvester
know that
Stallone
existed, but it starred Stallone.
Film. Yeah. The
Hey, we
dude,
gotta go back and
absolutely
win
wild.
Vietnam.
We would have gotten 2 Stallones back to back.
I mean, Stallone is the most nominated and won guy in the
Yes, that was
Razzies
a good
history.
guess.
Sounds
And then
like he's
Blue
bad.
City stars Judd Nelson.
Prequel to Blue Velvet.
Yeah. No, it's not they came out the same year. Yeah.
Well,
this-
City's bigger than Velvet,
Yeah,
so
you know,
Blue
Pearl
Velvet's
came
the
out
fucking-
the same year as X, so it could happen.
They
Yeah.
did. They did do that.
no man.
Stealth shot a movie.
So
That's crazy.
there's your fun facts, man. Like
I feel fun.
I
if you
was genuinely floored that you kept going with more facts. I thought we were done.
if you put a gun to my head and told me which one of these films would you rather watch, I'd pick Howard the Duck 13 out of 10 times. I am
All right,
so
I'll just
checked
say
out
this.
for the Prince
I'll
film.
chime in on the Prince discussion here. I don't mind Prince as an artist. I enjoy some of his songs. Fucking Party Man is probably my favorite from him. But that being said, boy, do I hate a movie like Can't Stop the Music where it's just an excuse to put music video after music video after music video. So I am dummy unexcited for Cherry Moon.
Dude, I can't lie to you. Like I'm gonna be the most checked out for that film I think I've ever been for.
Well, I need you guys to commentate because I can't put the movie in. I have to
So-
put just us in.
I will offer my thoughts on Under the Cherry Moon right now. Aside from Party Like It's 1999, I don't know a single Prince song.
Party Man. You're
I
welcome.
don't know it. Thank you for just saying the name.
Now you do.
As in, I have never listened to any Prince music. I am as close to completely unopinionated on Prince as you can get. So I'm going to be very interested in watching this solely from, like, this is going to be my first actual exposure to Prince music. Like, I know who he is. I've never listened to any of his music in my life. Like, I only know that party song, not Party Man, calm down, Jake, from the radio.
Party Man.
Like, it was on the radio.
On the
They
radio.
played on the radio a fair few if you listen to the right
Little Red
alternate
Corvette on the radio a lot as well, much to my chagrin.
channel. Don't know
And
that song.
They play When the Doves Cry every once in a while. That song is not as bad as the other ones. It's fine.
I think it'll be interesting because I'll kind of be forming an opinion on Prince.
Honestly, I want to get one thing out of Cherry Moon. I want one song that's anywhere near as good as Rock DJ from Better Man, that sequence, Monkey on a Pogo Stick. Anything close to that in this movie, I'll take as a win. And just be like, okay, fine, 2 out of 10, let's move on.
I hope we have Prince as a monkey on a pogo stick.
This movie is going to be worse than Better Man in every facet because I give that movie a very positive score. I do want to point out one more fact about Howard the Duck that I missed out on because just real quick. I'm so excited. That's my fun fact, man. I'm so fucking pumped up right now. You have no idea.
You sound so gassed.
Dude, it's Howard the Duck. How are we going to have a bad time?
So when I
Easily.
was...
What do you mean easily? They're very hard.
when the Avengers Part 1 came out, I was, I don't know, in my teens or maybe 20, I don't remember anymore. But
Like the first Avengers.
first, a long time ago.
13 years ago.
Sure. My point is, I haven't even got to my point yet. Thanks, bud. But when that happened, I watched all of the old Marvel movies, like throughout history.
Yeah, we were watching both of them for a long time.
And I was like,
yeah.
oh, I guess I'll get to Howard the Duck. It's the first one ever. I got appreciation. Dog, 20 minutes in, turned it off. I couldn't do it. It was the He-Man plot of like, let's take this cool fantasy thing and put it on Earth the whole time.
Yep.
Right? Like when you adapt a property that's fantasy, you just have to bring the fucking Earth, like Sonic,
Or
like
you
Mario.
bring Earth to it like Minecraft.
Earth to it like Minecraft, because there's no way the world itself is doable as a film. You can't possibly.
You can't just set it in the world.
You
Nope.
can't just make Minecraft the most popular video game of all time a film.
Can't
People
fucking
just
do
aren't
it.
gonna get it.
Can't just do it. Just can't do it. It's impossible. It's physically impossible to write something. You can't. You putting the words to page kills you. So obviously
My
Howard the
pen
Duck
touches
was
the paper and I
a big
keel
turn
over
off.
Dead.
And then like we were talking about, oh, it's innovative with ILM. Dog, what effects I did see? Ass. So, even by their standards, like there was like the puppet Howard was so unconvincing and sold nobody. So whatever. We'll get into it. Hopefully Platoon compensates for how bad those double featured movies are. So yeah, you guys ready for Platoon and two bad films?
Yeah.
All right. Don't calm down. Not all at once. So we just watched Platoon and two very bad films. How do we feel?
Oh, well, about Platoon, I feel amazing.
Me too. I thought it was really strong. I'll just say this. I was Googling Charlie Sheen during the whole process here. Charlie Sheen was a great actor
Yes.
in his day.
Oh my god, yeah.
Like everything the past 10 years or so, he was really fucking good. Even like 2.5 Men, I think he was serviceable. But this is probably my favorite Sheen role. It was one of his earlier ones, which is kind of ironic considering he had such a long career after that point. But he's really talented. He genuinely conveys a man who's scared, confused, and also using that to hide his insecurities and be tough on the outside most of the time.
Yeah.
You see that bleed through visually on screen. It's part of the writing, obviously, but he's doing so well. I'm genuinely shocked and amazed at how fucking good Charlie Sheen is in this film. And the other ones are good too. I mean, he's not the only amazing actor in this.
Yeah,
but
this
he's
film's definitely carried by its performances.
right. So I was blown away mostly by that. But I think at the end of the day, I love how genuine the movie feels. Not just with the realistic writing and stuff, but the cinematography. It's all ground level. There's no huge sweeping shots a lot, really. You're right there with everyone, whether they're fighting in a war or they're smoking weed through a gun, which was hilarious, or they're just shooting the shit half the runtime. This is the kind of movie that a worse writer could have ruined. It could be boring as fuck, but it's so fucking interesting and engaging. I was kind of shocked.
I think it comes down to you feel like you are observing a platoon as a member of it. You feel
Yep.
like you're there.
Yes.
Yeah. No, I hard agree. The dialogue in this movie feels very cohesive and together, and you feel like you guys were saying, you feel like you're part of that. It doesn't have, it's part of my favorite kind of dialogue where nothing's all serious or nothing's all funny. They still find ways to joke. They still find ways to cope with comedy. They still find ways to just a genuine back and forth of fucking with each other, or like it's fluid and really well done.
Completely
The script for this
agree.
movie is very good.
Mm-hmm.
Completely agree. Very well written.
I will give one criticism to the writing, and that is something we talked about in the intro, and this is something we've talked about in other films before. Every black guy in this movie speaks jive.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, and there are like light overtones of racism.
A little bit, yeah.
That, like, it's not really like delved into, but it's just kind of there.
No, but it's there just enough where I'm like, guys.
Yep. Like the N-word is thrown around at least once.
Yeah,
you know?
sure, but I'm talking more like every single black soldier's like, shit, man, I don't want to do none of that. I'm like,
Yep.
fuck it, guys, come on.
They're all using Colin Jost's black guy voice on the anchor on Late Night.
Exactly,
Which is fucking
exactly.
awesome. But yeah, I fully agree with that. In contrast, though, Willem Dafoe, the GOAT, I just complimented Charlie Sheen for mad long. Willem Dafoe is the only sane fucking character in the entire squadron. So I got massive he's gonna die vibes pretty early on. I didn't know that he does die. Apparently it's like an iconic thing from this movie that he
Yes.
gets shot and he falls with his hands up and stuff like that.
I
But
think I've mentioned this before. I have over the course of the series realized I've seen at least one scene from every fucking Best Picture winner.
Yep.
The scene I've seen from this movie is Elias's death.
Mhm.
It is
It's-
definitely the most iconic moment from this film.
yeah, apparently it's super iconic. I did not know anything about Platoon.
Hey,
just
great
flat
for
out.
you, man.
Yeah, this is a fully brand new experience. I'm very happy for that. Dafoe's character might be my favorite character.
Yeah, I hard agree. Elias is incredible.
Elias is absolutely the best character.
What made me have Elias, like, at the end of the day, like, as my number one of, like, MVP of the whole movie, even though he dies, like, halfway through, is his line about the stars. There's no right or wrong in them. They're just there. Like, he's just staring up, musing. Horrible atrocities just happened. Horrible more atrocities are going to happen after that scene, but he's just there like that's the only fucking constant. There's nothing. We, the humans down here on Earth, are just the ones fucking each other over all day long, and they're just watching us happen. And I got a lot from that scene. It was so small. I got a lot from that.
I really liked that scene, especially because of the bond that Elias and Chris Sheen's character are forming. It's I don't know if you guys picked up on this. I did. It's got some homosexual undertones.
Yeah.
Like the part where I think you brought it up, smoking out of a gun. What happens specifically is Elias aims a shotgun at Chris's face and says something to the effect of, "Put it in your mouth."
Yes.
Yep.
And then Chris proceeds to wrap his lips around a shotgun tip, a very phallic object. And then Elias pulls the oh my god, why am I blanking on like
The part that you pull the bullet shell out?
yeah, the ejection area.
Yeah,
I don't know why I'm
that
blanking on
thing.
what that parry is called. And blows smoke into it, effectively through transitive property, kissing Chris to an effect and blowing smoke into his mouth.
The rack? You rack
I mean,
up
you
a...
rack-
Well, you
rack
rack
the
it, but I
shotgun.
don't think that's.
Is that not called the rack? I
We're
don't-
getting
What-
tangented. We're not gun
point
guys.
is, I totally see your point, man.
Yeah, we're not gun guys. I
You're not.
I know various parts of a gun, but I'm not a gun guy at the end of the day.
Yep.
But like it's kind of a kiss. You know what I'm
It's
saying?
absolutely a kiss, and it could be like interpreted as something more because they're all
Yeah.
doing it to each other.
And like that scene you were talking, but to get back to my point, that scene you're talking about, it's literally just the two of them looking up at the stars together in the evening. It's
yep,
I liked that bond between Elias and Chris. I liked I liked it because it contrasts well with the super machismo of Barnes's group.
Mm-hmm.
Where they're all like, "Look at this pussy, bro," sort of energy.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Something else about the star line briefly is that when he said that about the stars, in my head I thought that's a great way to put it, and then Charlie Sheen turns to him and goes, "That's a great way to put it." I was like, "Whoa, it's fucking weird."
You have the same thought.
I think one of my favorite parts about Elias's character and then also Barnes's character is it's like an angel and a devil on your shoulder kind of deal.
Yeah.
I mean, you can see it in the picture we're looking at right now,
Yep.
where they're literally on each side of it.
They're literally both putting their hands on his shoulders.
Audience, it's the thumbnail, but without Howard the Duck and fucking.
No, it's definitely with Howard the Duck and Prince.
It's really good, to be quite honest with you, that you get both sides of the thoughts on the war in both of those characters, basically.
I didn't realize that. You're right, Ian. It is, in fact, the opposite ends of the spectrum between Charlie Sheen.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the movie, Chris even says he feels like he is a child born of Elias and Barnes.
And when they were talking about killing Barnes, he notices when you came in here, you talked about how much you respected him, and he goes, "I was wrong," because there are two sides of this war. There's the side of what we're doing here is wrong, we're not going to win, and then the side of America does everything right. I'm the
And guess which one dies halfway through? And so that can kind of be inferred as like, in this specific context, evil won out, good died. So
But
then only evil happened after that.
he also
point.
dies.
He also does die eventually, yeah.
Because he squashes that idea of
So
everything's right.
if I can jump in here, so there's this other Vietnam War movie. I don't know if you guys have heard of it. It's called Apocalypse Now.
Never heard of it.
Yeah, it's the only one of the trilogy of Vietnam movies that didn't win Best Picture. So we didn't talk about it, which is good because I'm going to talk about it now. So I don't want to repeat myself. To use a metaphor from Apocalypse Now, Barnes is upriver. He is Colonel Kurtz. He
Roughly.
is
Yeah.
scorched earth. Everything must go. Hard war. And we see it. We see it in the way he treats those villagers.
Yeah.
Elias is, to an extent, Kilgore. He's not too far gone. He is able to see the light. At the end of the day, his men love him, even if he is killing fucking people.
Yep.
And Chris is the guy heading upriver. And that is ultimately why Elias is the one that dies, is because Elias isn't in any way embracing the jungle.
Absolutely not, yeah.
No, it's about surviving and doing what you can.
Mhm.
It's not about the war. He says the war is fruitless himself, basically.
Yeah,
We're not
exactly.
winning this one. It's like, this is stupid. This is pointless. You know?
Yeah.
And there, even during that time period, there were two sides of the Vietnam War, basically. And I really like that dual aspect that they explore with each of those soldiers. I like that they do it with soldiers. I think, I don't want to say it would be weird to have it be a civilian or like a protester back in, back in the homeland of America.
Yeah.
But like, I like that it's someone who's there who knows it's fucking fruitless. It's pointless. There's no reason.
This
behind all
movie doesn't let you look away from the atrocities
No.
that
that.
American soldiers are responsible for. I had a moment where I think it was like halfway through the movie or so, when it was one of the fight scenes, and I was just watching it like, I'm so glad that we've gotten out of the era of Best Pictures. Like, because the 50s and 60s were a lot of musicals, right? And then before that, it was a lot of like play-ish, acty movies. This is a different type of movie than could ever have been put into theaters in like the 20s and 30s and 40s.
Well, All Quiet is...
I was saying too, All Quiet's the closest one that
Yeah.
resembled this.
All Quiet's pretty good.
It's
All
good.
Quiet's
It's a
very
good
good.
film. I
Yeah.
like All Quiet quite a bit. I think it was my number one.
It was the
only
number one. It
third
was my
fucking
number one for a while.
It was like the third or fourth one that ever
It
came
was the
out.
third winner, and
Yep.
for a while was our number one because it's the first really good one.
It was really good. It said a lot about the human condition and stuff. But the way in which All Quiet portrayed the war was still really safe. Really held back quite a bit. And I get it. There's like a film code.
Well,
they really couldn't do a
There's
whole lot.
more to it than that, though. Is that All Quiet's about World War I, which was fundamentally a different war
Yes.
than Vietnam.
From the
Very-
ground up,
From
absolutely.
the ground up,
Mm-hmm.
like trench warfare, hard living conditions,
Mm-hmm.
still awful. Don't get me wrong, but this is fighting an enemy who doesn't necessarily have like the Western mindset of like holding certain positions or certain land. The VC fought fundamentally differently than anything that like Americans understood.
Yep.
They're coming out of the trees, man.
They literally say they're in the trees in this movie, which was fucking hilarious.
Yeah, in retrospect, and I do want to keep the subject about the movie itself, but in retrospect, a lot of Americans think that the Vietnam War was kind of a fucking mistake anyway. Like,
Yeah, no,
it shouldn't have fucking happened.
Well, that's because it was.
Exactly.
But
so
we're not getting
into that. But
we're
like,
not gonna get into how almost every war after World War II wasn't justified. But that's not the point.
It's not the point. Point is, check out the movie. But this movie, my point is with that was that it leans into that idea. The Americans, most of them anyway, are definitively the enemy. They're the bad guys throughout the entire film. The least bad of the guys is Willem Dafoe, and like I said, there's a reason he dies earlier on than the rest. He's too good for this movie.
Exactly.
He's literally too morally good.
He's like Mr. Clean.
Yes.
Sorry, I'm gonna keep bringing it back to Apocalypse Now.
It's fine.
Like,
it's fine.
He's like Clean. He's not meant to be here.
Mm-hmm.
I will say, to contrast this with both Apocalypse Now and The Deer Hunter. The Deer Hunter was about soldiers coming home.
Right.
Yes.
That movie barely takes place in Nam. Apocalypse Now is about the idea of war. That's why that movie's not really technically about like any battles in Vietnam. Like it's a clandestine mission. Most of the movie actually doesn't even take place in Vietnam.
Very philosophical, yeah.
This movie is about soldiers,
Yes.
first and foremost,
Mm-hmm.
being in a battlefield. And to build off what you were saying about the fights, something I noticed, they never, quote unquote, win a fight.
No, they don't.
No.
Like, there's never like, oh my God, we did it. It's always, holy fuck, we survived.
I know.
Oh my God, there's like 100 of them.
The only situation in which they walked away not having like died is when they burned the innocent fucking village down.
That was the only like actual like definitive like, yeah. And they got out with a scratch on them.
Wow,
and it was
what a
because
victory.
they were beating the shit out of civilians. Yeah.
Literally.
Every other firefight, someone gets fucked up, somebody dies, they're running, they're screaming, they're panicking. Like,
Mhm.
you know, it's visceral, it's raw. It's like, this is what war does to an MF.
Yes. The editing. So there's immensely satisfying war scenes. And they're not just like, it's not like, oh, this is the gold standard. This is unique. Like, not a lot of movies have this type of scenes. Like, there's the editing when he's about to kill Taylor with the shovel and it intercuts the airstrike in the exact same area. That editing goes so hard as it cuts back and forth with him lifting the shovel.
And their faces.
Oh my God, it's horrifying.
Yeah, it's
and
really
I
good.
think that relays back to the themes of the movie of how fucking horrifying the violence in this context really is. But it's so effective. You know, like quick intercutting in a lot of movies is lazy or a mistake, and this is so purposeful.
I describe the editing of this film as fervent.
Yes,
and
that was a good
disorienting.
word.
Mud, did it win Best Editing?
Duh.
I'll look it up.
Yeah,
I'll
no,
look it up.
Claire Simpson won Best Editing. I remember.
Okay.
So it's fervent and disorienting.
Listen, man, it's been fucking 5 hours.
Right?
Yeah, it's been a long time.
So you're in.
Yeah, Claire
it
Simpson
puts
won
you
Best
in
Film
the
Editing.
same
Female editor.
perspective as
Female
one of the soldiers would be in that. You're like, whoa, yeah, you know what I mean? Like you are blind to everything. It's just like
Yeah, it
quick,
doesn't
rapid.
show you.
It's fucking excellent.
Mud, I think the word you used was unpolished. I fully agree.
Yes, as a compliment, it's unpolished.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's no spit shine on this, you know.
Nope. It throws you right in and it doesn't let you out.
Nope. Keeps
Not
you
until
close.
you're not leaving until you're on the fucking
Keeps
stretcher.
you close. Keeps you right next to everything that's going
They'll have the
on.
medic stretch you back to the fucking helicopter. the
Yeah.
movie ends, and that's it. But yeah, no, it's brutal, and I love how brutal it is. Not brutal for brutal's sake, but brutal for an actual point's sake.
Yeah,
And
it's
it
not
is-
like Saw where it's like, oh, look at the gore. It's
Yeah.
like, hey,
But, like,
here's war, dickhead.
In contrast with other movies, even other movies that talk about how bad war is, like All Quiet, both versions, this one still has something different to say, which justifies it being. It's just a fucking great fucking classic movie. It's an excellent. It deserves the Best Picture winner title. I've seen one other movie this year, Children of Lesser God.
I heard that's very good.
Love that movie. Excellent acting, excellent movie. This movie's better.
Yeah.
It just is.
I think here, maybe this is a hot take, but I want to get your guys' feedback on this. I know that Chris is the main character, but I think it's just from the perspective of him being a vessel for us to experience this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's the narration the whole time through, which I'll talk about.
I also have thoughts on the narration. I will start with, I do want to tease that with, oh boy, another Vietnam movie, another Sheen yapping the entire time.
True.
Because Martin Sheen also
He does.
narrated
Yeah.
in Apocalypse Now.
Yep.
There's a very big difference, which we'll talk about later. I have a whole thing. But I find it so interesting that Chris is just kind of a blank slate. The movie is about Elias and Barnes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's about those two sides of basically the same coin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they've both they've both been in the jungle a long time, and you can see it. And I find it interesting that Barnes, who is the soldier who has mentally gone upriver, he maintains his uniform the most. He wears the helmet. He wears all of his gear, right? Whereas like Elias's thing is always stripping down. You know, he's like, you're carrying that. You don't need that. Don't take this. He never wears his helmet. He doesn't even wear an undershirt. He's wearing a fucking like tank top the entire time. And I find that interesting because in most media that depicts the Vietnam War, the grizzled soldier who's like lost himself to the forest, he's wearing the bandana, he's got the flak jacket and nothing else, you know? Whereas like the new plucky soldier who hasn't like embraced the mentality yet, he's the one in the full plate.
Right.
So I find that interesting that it's kind of like a visual cue that neither of them are fully, you know, their archetype.
Right.
Because in how it's normally positioned, Elias would be the one who's dressed in full perfect uniform, and Barnes would be the one who's got the bandana and the fucked up looking gear. You know, he'd have the cooler outfit.
Right. Exactly. It's like they're defying from the typical American uniform in that sense, which means, you know,
because
thematically.
it's interesting because it kind of juxtaposes how like Barnes has gone upriver, but he is still in a way what America wants.
I was just about to say, Mud, because I think part of that is because the proud to be an American. Why would I defy my uniform? Because that was the that other part of the mindset where it's like, no, we can do no wrong. If we're there for a reason. Damn it. Like that kind of style. That's...
All of my actions are justified as I torture and murder these fucking villagers that have no information.
I'm in the right as I point a gun at a 9-year-old's head.
Literally.
That's the best scene in the movie.
He executed the girl's mother because she was loud and annoying to him. And that's it. That's the only... It wasn't for a wartime tactic. It wasn't for... Nothing.
That whole scene is great, especially that moment when Elias shows up and just flips and starts beating the shit out of Barnes because he's like, what the fuck are you doing?
I would like to talk about that scene real quick. That's the best scene in the film.
Pop it.
That is the best scene in the film.
I agree.
Every single part of that scene from when they get to the village to when they leave the village is brilliant. It is showing the degradation of some of the newbies in the troop where they basically split into those two different sides of, oh man, what the fuck are we doing? And fuck yeah, this is awesome.
And what I liked about that is there is some blur to those lines because like Chris has a moment where he kind of goes, even though he's with Elias's camp, he goes full Barnes and he starts shooting at that guy's feet and he's like, dance for me, you know?
Yes.
And then on the other side of that, you have Red, who's in Barnes's group, and he's like, Bunny, stop. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
And then Bunny beats that man to death with the butt of his gun. And goes, sick, check it out. I've never seen brains. That's fucking sick.
Yeah.
Like, whoa. That entire scene it shows the mental degradation. It shows how war starts to affect you. Because even Chris, who, like we said, is sort of a mix between both of those characters, which he admits in the end of the film, he snaps, but he snaps in a way where you can see that he's clearly like upset about the entire situation. And Bunny snaps in a way of anger.
Yes, and that scene where Chris is like shooting the ground, making him dance, I wrote down, I think it is Red who says, relax, they're just scared. Yes. And then Taylor's like, what about me, man? You don't think I'm fucking scared? I'm sick of this shit.
As he's holding an M16.
He's holding it. That is an excellent line that I think says a lot about wartime mentalities.
Yeah.
Where, like, on either side of a lot of different conflicts, you're fucking terrified. Yeah. That's why you're doing it. You don't want to die.
But it's like that interesting, like, you don't understand, like, they're terrified of you.
Yes.
Because you are panicking. If you remain calm, they will be calm.
On the other end of that coin, you don't know who the fucking enemy is.
That's fair. They were not the enemy. Like, I think the movie makes it pretty clear. Those were not VC.
The movie makes it abundantly clear.
Yes.
But if you're a soldier in Vietnam, the Viet Cong are just a group of dudes.
They are. I know.
So they're like, any of you could be Cong. It's psychological. It's a mind game. The entire thing was a mind game.
Yep.
That's why it's so...
And it shows the consequences of kind of following that paranoia and mentality all the way through.
Letting it take you.
Yes.
You know, like Elias is unbothered.
Yeah.
And that's part of like why he is so clear-eyed all the time. Is like he does not let the paranoia sink in. Even though I think has the most experience of the group, maybe just him and Barnes.
Yeah, Barnes might have more because he said I don't know how long he's been there, but Elias only 3.
Elias
years?
is 3. Well, only's a
Yeah,
relative
but you
word.
know what I mean.
Everyone else is doing like year-long stints.
Yeah.
And I like how they make it clear that kind of the fact that Elias and Barnes is head of the actual like regiment they're in is weak-willed is what causes this breakdown. I really like that depiction of like command structure. Because like there's a scene where Elias like straight up tries to report Barnes for what happened, and the leader of the regiments is just like, yeah, I don't care. And like he's just like, all right, we'll solve it. We'll solve it. It's like, no, dude, you need to be decisive. You are their commanding officer.
Yeah.
And when you falter, that's where this divide between Barnes and Elias comes from. And it's affecting the platoon. And I really liked that.
Yeah.
Yep, absolutely. I think this is a brilliant fucking movie. I don't know if what I have is a criticism or not, but it's the one not amazing thing that I felt about the movie.
Is it the excessive narration that
It's
doesn't
the
add
excessive
anything?
narration that doesn't add anything. So I'm not sure if it does or doesn't add something to the movie, but the test that I always like to do is if you take it out of the movie, do you get the exact same experience? I think you get the same experience.
So it depends on the narration. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to fire back. The narration of the letters he's writing to his grandmother are excellent. I like those a lot because it gives you that perspective of his psyche to the outside.
I get that, but I feel like I've already gotten that because the movie did a great job of telling me who he is visually. Like with the scene where he's shooting the ground and he's terrified, that confliction within him, and now he like defects to either side as the movie goes on. I feel like he really does learn a lesson visually. I don't need to, because a lot of the narration too was just him going like, and then 2 days later we walked over to this part and set up station over in this section. It's just exposition. It's
But
not like
I
actual.
like the letters to his grandmother because you notice how he goes, I miss you, I love you, and then he goes, love you, you know, mom and dad, and then he goes, you know, just tell them.
Yeah.
The slow
Those-
breakdown to the outside. I think those are excellent.
Those parts are good.
I will say some of the other narration where he's like, Alan, we have to go to our mother's birthday party. And it's like, that's a 2.5 Men joke. Those where he's just like talking about we're going here, we're setting up here. Like, yeah, we can figure that out in a different way, but I don't dislike it because it's almost like a quote captain's log kind of style.
Yeah, it is the
I don't
captain's log style.
dislike it, but it doesn't add or subtract to me. The letters are good.
So you guys are never going to believe this, but I'm going to compare it to Apocalypse Now. Martin Sheen's narration in Apocalypse Now serves a very important purpose because it's him learning and thinking about Colonel Kurtz, which is good characterization for Kurtz before they get to his compound. Most of the narration in this movie is Chris explaining what is going on or is what just happened. And I'm definitely leaning more towards Jake
No, it's fair.
on how I feel, especially with that final monologue from Chris as he's flying out of there.
The final one, yeah.
I
like
know
some
what
of it.
happened. I get it. I understand. I just watched this movie. I know y'all are still in the jungle mentally. Please don't feel the need to explain that to me. And like that line about like we need to rebuild. Shut up.
I feel like the final bit of narration is the worst piece of narration.
It is.
I
because
do
it just
like-
says the themes that I've already learned.
I do like the line where he says, I feel like I'm born of two
Elias
fathers."
and Barnes.
Oh, there's good lines. Don't
There's-
like,
that
the
is a
writing
good
is
line.
really good.
That line's good. Don't get me wrong, but the overall substance of the monologue, I don't like it.
I wish,
I don't know.
because the end of the movie, if it was silent as he was leaving and cut off a little faster, I actually do think it would have been a better ending because I love the end of the film where he's flying up in the helicopter and you get those finally wide shots of ruin and craters and bodies.
Yep.
It's that it reminds me more of that like fruitless effort I was talking about where everything they've done is fruitless. Nothing in the film, while things happened, actually impacted.
I
Yep.
love that you just said
It's-
finally the wide shots, because like I was saying throughout the whole film there aren't really big epic sweeping shots. There finally are when he's leaving.
The big epic
I
sweeping
love
shots
that.
only happen when they're in helicopters going
when
places.
they're going
Yep.
the fuck out of there is when you finally see it in full
I would
context.
say the most sweeping shot before that was Elias's death because the
because
film
they're
was
also in
treating,
a helicopter.
but it was also because the movie was treating Elias's death as a grand event. It
Yes.
was
Yes.
something
Yes.
that was going to affect them. It was literally showing that Elias's death would have a reverberation through the world of this film by showing all the space around him.
I fuck with it because they were also in a helicopter watching it
Or
and
who?
seeing it from
Their
that
perspective. Yep.
is
No, I
also
agree with
seeing
that.
it from their perspective.
There's the obvious thing of like
Yes.
they're in a helicopter, so it's okay to use wide shots. But I liked the
perspective.
even. But here's the thing: even with Elias's death on the ground, it was a wide shot. You could see a lot of the space around him as his body convulsed. You know.
Yeah.
And I think that was just to convey like this is going to be a monumental moment for these
Right.
guys.
Yeah.
Right. But yeah, like the wide shots, like on their own, like if I just showed someone a clip of the end with the wide shots and stuff, it'd be like, oh, this is just wide shots of a thing. Who cares? But the movie earned it over 2 hours of not really having shots like that, where finally it gives it to you and puts literally it feels like it puts the Vietnam War in a broader context by literally zooming out from their limited scope view. I love the thematic nature of that.
Yeah, it's excellent. The
That's
editing-
why, like, the narration for me, it's like I don't need it here. Get out. I have such a beautiful thing that you've given me. I don't need you to talk about things I've already known.
the editing is grade A, class act, S plus.
Yes.
Claire Simpson earned her Oscar.
Earned the
Oh, yeah,
fucking Oscar. Yep.
Excellent. It's not most editing. It's this.
It's
is
actually
genuinely-
meaningful editing.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
and that's important. I think the script, great. I think the editing is very, very good. The set decoration and the costuming and everything, like it felt grungy and realistic. You said they made every pack of cigarettes because they changed Marlboro's.
Yeah, the specifically the cherry red Marlboros. I shared this production. In fact, while we were watching the movie, the cherry red Marlboros in the movie were custom made because the packaging design changed from the 60s to the 80s.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that level of dedication is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And you could see they had the writing and carvings on their helmets.
Yeah, they
had-
did.
I love that shit so much.
Yeah.
So I think, all in all, this is just such a well cared for thing.
Yeah.
And it makes sense when you talked about the director and how this is part of like his journey through
He
Vietnam.
he was a Vietnam veteran. Fun
Uh,
fact, he is like of the big 3 Vietnam movies from the Oscars, he's the only director who actually served in Vietnam.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I love how this isn't based on a book or a play or
No,
something. It's based on
vaguely
his
based on,
experience.
like, his experience.
Because this is where my brain's at. Here
Like
you
the
go.
director's, oh, what's your source? Me, bitch. I did this.
No, you can tell it's so thoughtfully cared for, and it shows through every process of the film. I really, really fuck with that. Every part of this is properly dedicated and cared for, and I love that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I had a great fucking time all throughout. I will say this: it is slow, deliberately, not as an insult. It is a slow burn. It builds and it has some serious bang pop moments, especially in the second half. But like the pacing is very deliberate. It takes you where it wants to take you, and it keeps you there for as long as it wants to. I love the structure. I love the way it's told. I love everything about it, almost. And at the end of the day, this is a high fucking mark for me. It's not a 10. We're not going to scores yet, but like it's not a 10, but it's damn close.
Yeah,
It's
I'd
damn
say
close.
it's right up there.
You go.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna bring up something about the war scenes, which is something I cannot say about something I can't say about Apocalypse Now or even Deer Hunter. Viet Cong in this movie are fucking terrifying. Holy shit,
Dude, the guy that runs into the thing yells and kamikazes
literally
the whole base.
fucking suicide bomber. No, I'm thinking of the earliest scene, like their first ambush, where Junior, I think, is
He falls asleep on the job.
he falls asleep and doesn't take responsibility. There's a shot where like Chris is sitting up and he's like looking into the forest, and then they show the forest, and then they cut back to Chris, and then they show the forest again, and that's when I
Just moving.
and one of the trees just shifts, and I was like, holy fucking shit, no.
Yeah.
You know, like
It's
they
really good tension
made they
building,
made the VC terrifying in this movie. Like in Apocalypse Now, they're not really around. They're in a couple scenes, but like they're not the main like threat all the time. In Deer Hunter, they're kind of comically evil with all the like Russian roulette and stuff, you know.
Yeah.
And again, Deer Hunter's more about coming home from the war. But in this movie, holy shit, dude, I was like, oh no, they're in the trees. I get it.
Yeah.
That is fucking haunting. Like, and the best part was one of the trees moves, and then the tree puts a hand up and like signals, and then 5 more fucking silhouettes come out of the darkness, and you're just like, oh my god, I'm gonna die here.
Yeah.
Yep.
Excellent.
They captured the horror that the VC are.
Yeah, if I were an American soldier in that situation and I saw that unfold before me, I'd be like, "What the fuck am I doing in this country?"
I'm taking my M60, I'm turning it back on myself, and I'm just pulling the trigger.
I'm like, Barnes, get me the chopper, or I will shoot myself in the head.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm all set here.
There is nothing I can do.
I'm good to go. No, thank you.
It was, dude, that was mortifying when that happened. The way that like there's just this little branch and you see it shift like a head tilting, and you're just like,
Yep.
It's like a horror movie villain.
Yeah, the imagery is nuts. Especially, it's scary when it needs to be. You know, like it knows how to pull those fucking trigger moments.
It's tension.
Like I
Very
said,
tense.
they made the VC an imposing, intimidating force in this movie. They're not overly they're not over the top, I should say, not overly comedic. There's nothing funny about Deer Hunter. They're not over the top like in Deer Hunter, and they're not kind of sidelined like they are in Apocalypse Now.
This to me is, I know we already talked about which one was it? All Quiet on the Western Front, but
Yes.
this is the movie that I kind of wanted All Quiet to end up being. You know, and it's kind of hard to compare because they're about 2 different wars and made in 2 different time periods. But to me, like a movie critical of the idea of war, especially in certain contexts, this is kind of the one that I would gravitate to sooner over either version of All Quiet, including the new one on Netflix.
I don't like the new version on Netflix.
I don't mind the new version. It's okay.
It commits a cardinal sin for me. Yeah. I won't get into it here because
That's fair.
It's a remake of a movie that was on this show 50 episodes ago. Not important right now.
Yeah.
Sure.
You know what I did like though in this movie? There's a scene between Elias and Barnes. It's leading up to when Barnes actually does shoot Elias. But there's a scene, they get ambushed, right? And they're getting fucked up in this ambush. And Elias is like, hey, goes up to their leader, their CL, and he's like, I know what to do. I need 3 guys. I need to 3, and we're going to flank them from like over here, right? He's like, I've seen this before. I know what's going on. And Barnes rolls up with 3 of his guys. And Elias is like, repeats himself. He's like, here's what's up. I need 3 guys. And Barnes is like, you got him. Go.
Yep.
And I loved that part because then Elias pops the fuck off, and they, between the 2 of them, Barnes and Elias, they kind of turn, I don't want to say they turn the tide of the fight because, like I said, they never win.
They prevent themselves from getting turbo fucked.
Yeah, and they managed to evac all their wounded. And that was so good because it kind of speaks to, there's a character dynamic that I love to see in media. It's one of my favorite like things that you can portray for me personally. And it is 2 characters who, when they are able to team up, are unstoppable together. Their abilities and skills complement each other perfectly. And they are fundamentally, at their core, 2 different people who will never agree with each other on anything. And that is what keeps them from being able to like really, cohesively work together.
Yeah.
And that was what that scene gave me. Was Barnes and Elias are 2 titans in this group. They are the true veterans. They understand this war. Both of them understand this war. Both of them, when they work together, will keep this platoon safe.
Yes.
They will never work together.
They work together on that because Elias genuinely cared for his troops. That's why they evac'd all the wounded.
They got everybody
and
out.
Barnes needed more troops to win more wars and kill more people. So they had the same goal for different
same
end
goal
goals.
for different reasons.
Exactly. So
and that's
I love
what
that.
I mean. Is like Barnes and Elias are 2 sides of the same coin. They will never agree with each other on anything. But if they did, these guys would be 100 times safer.
Yes.
If only they would work together. And I just love that fundamental, just like core flaw of like, you 2 mesh so well, but you fucking hate each other.
Yep. Absolutely.
It's one of my favorite just dynamics in story writing. To use a more poppy version, like honestly kind of Captain America and Iron Man. You know,
Yes, yeah.
two of them are
that's a good point.
fucking powerhouses in the MCU, but like the whole thing is like they disagree on everything.
Yeah.
Off recording, we talked about if we like Matrix 2 or 4 better. That's why one of the reasons I like 4 better. Smith realizes that him and Neo have the same goal in stopping the architect. Not the architect, the analyst was what his name is. But that's
Neil
neither here nor
Patrick
there.
Harris.
Neil Patrick Harris. Neither here nor there. I do love that storytelling convention as well. Super fun in that movie.
It's so fun. It's one of my favorite, like, I'm gonna say tropes. Just one of my favorite character dynamics that you can introduce in any media.
Yeah.
I think it's just a very interesting way to write characters.
So I slotted it on my list.
Yeah.
I got a fun small story here. I put it on the list. I was like, oh, where do I put it? I think I want to put it above this, above this, above this. I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10. It is the highest 9 I've given. It is above all other 9s. The next movie above it is The Sting. My lowest 10. It is the next film above it is a 10 out of 10. I've given 13 10s. This is number 14 on the list. High fucking praise. Nearly perfect for me. I really fucking like this goddamn movie. So yeah, that's exactly where I put it.
I am slotting it. It is also a 9. It is my second highest 9. It is below Kramer versus Kramer, but it is above On the Waterfront, which is a wild fucking position for it. I know.
I agree completely.
Guys, why do you hate it? It's a 9. So sorry, that was good. Me, I have it below Kramer versus Kramer, which is also a 9, and right above Gandhi.
Mine's also above Gandhi.
Gandhi is my 4th, so I really
it is
liked
my
Gandhi.
third 9 under Mutiny on the Bounty and Kramer versus Kramer.
Okay. I feel like we're wrapping up.
Yeah, we.
I do want to say one thing.
Yeah, totally.
This movie has some lines that are absolute bangers. Nothing better than pussy besides NASCAR or the Indy 5000.
Indy 500.
So funny that one character's like, the only thing better than pussy, car racing.
That was pretty
I
funny.
was giggling because it was like some people like it's just that like I don't want to say locker talk, but like just that like small thing of like bonding where you're just talking about random shit. I love that. The movie does that so well.
I'm gonna bring up, speaking of what you were talking about, I have a couple, like, I always have my little notes right to the end. There are several points in this film where people compare Elias to Jesus, which is really funny.
It's so funny.
Because 2 years from now, Willem Dafoe will play Jesus in The Last Temptation of Christ, which is a film we have commentated on. Go check that out.
Absolutely.
I almost soured on this movie super fast because the first scene is them arriving in Vietnam, like Chris and some of the newer soldiers. And we have a soldier who looks at some body bags and he goes, "Oh, is that what I think it is?" And I was like, I get it. Like, it's a sour note to arrive on. You don't got to say it. I'm also really bothered by the fact that a lot of soldiers call it the Nam or the Nam. I don't know. I've just never seen that in anything else. It kind of got to me. I was like,
now that you pointed out, I think I agree with you.
like, imagine if soldiers were like, yeah, the Nazi Germany,
The Iraq.
the Iraq, the Afghanistan. It's like, what do you mean the Nam?
No one has ever said the rack in reference to the Iraqi war.
Like, I don't know. It was something that I just made my head tilt, you know? And then lastly, I loved the moment when Elias arrived, when Barnes was interrogating that woman, because all he does is shout his name and the entire platoon stopped.
Yup. So good. Love that so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, this is an excellent fucking movie.
It is
Fantastic. Honestly, I think, let me check. I might be about to say something crazy.
Ordinary
This is
people.
the third best film from the 80s, which is good because we've been watching some garbage.
I think it might be my second best. I have Amadeus above this.
I also have Amadeus.
I
above
have
this, I think
Gandhi and Ordinary People above this.
This is just above those two
it's
for me.
just above Gandhi. Ordinary People's the best one. So
Oh yeah, Ian, what's the best and worst?
Ordinary People's the best one, and then the worst one is GG.
Yeah, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest is still my favorite, although, as time goes on, I might reflect and bump Godfather back up and thinking about it. And Tom Jones is the worst one.
The Godfather, you're right, Jake, is the best one, and The Greatest Show on Earth is ironically the worst one. Still missing those 8 for me personally. I'm gonna try and work on it, I promise. But more importantly, fellas, what about our worst pictures list?
Oh my fucking god!
Because I'll tell you right now, the best worst picture is Mommy Dearest.
It's Mommy Dearest,
and the worst picture is Howard the Duck.
Mommy Dearest is the best one. We all agree, sadly. The worst is Howard the Duck for you?
Yeah.
All right.
That fucking sucked.
The worst is Bolero for me.
Under the Cherry Moon.
We all have different ones.
Yay!
So let me just say, I have Mommy Dearest is a 4, Rainbow First Blood Part 2 is a 3, Lonely Lady is a 2, Inchins a 1, Can't Stop the Music is a 0, Howard the Duck's a 0, Bolero's a -3, Under the Cherry Moon's a -39.
Mommy Dearest is a 3.
I don't think Ian's math
Mommy
adds up at
Dearest
all.
is a 3. Lonely Lady, Inchin, and Can't Stop the Music are 1s. I can't believe I gave Inchin a 1. I don't even remember doing that. Everything else is a 0.
I gave Under the Cherry Moon a negative for every one of Prince's albums.
Negative 39.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, Bolero is unwatchable.
Bolero is gross.
No, it's like porn.
Howard the Duck, I can go to
Gross as
sleep.
porn.
But
I
like,
could. That's a good movie to fall asleep to.
Oh, for
dude,
sure.
if you got sleep trouble, put on Howard the Duck. You'll knock out, guy.
And
When we get our commentary up, dude, Mud and I are gone. I'm surprised.
you guys
Ian
gotta
was even
understand.
alive.
At the end of that we're recording this after we did that Howard the Duck commentary. For context, we took maybe 5 minutes where Jake and I just needed to like.
Lay down.
No, sit up. We needed to sit up and reactivate our brains. Like we were melting into our seats watching the end of that movie. We were both actively falling asleep.
I could not hit record on this half of the show here until I put on the last 10 minutes of
We had
Platoon.
to rewatch the last like 5 or so minutes of Platoon.
And then my brain slowly turned on and went, "Oh yeah, a banger." This
both-
is why I like
we
this
both
movie.
chugged ice cold water. Like we were trying to wake ourselves back up.
We were
because
dying.
We were on the verge of falling asleep.
I mean, Howard the Duck and Under the Cherry Moon. I'm really glad that there's only 3 events where worst pictures have tied,
Thank fucking Christ.
and we're already done with one of them.
I'm not gonna lie. If we watched Cherry Moon second, I think both of you would have fallen asleep.
I
Oh
think
my
so.
God, maybe.
I think so.
Possibly.
But for now, we have finished a gauntlet.
yes.
Who's ready for The Last Emperor and Leonard Part 6?
Oh my
Oh my God, no.
3 hours or more. I don't even know anymore. And Leonard Part 6.
The Last Emperor is a long.
Leonard Part 6 is gonna be a fucking heater commentary, right?
I got it listed.
I got this. How
Last-
long is The Last Emperor?
As listed on the server that we use.
163 minutes.
Yep.
Oh my God.
3 fucking hours, baby.
That is 2 hours and 43 minutes.
Let's fucking go.
All right, we will see you guys for The Last Emperor and Leonard Part 6.
Woo!